Yeah, DB. Oh, just cleaning out the deadwood. Okay.
Look, Mr. Cannell, I just can't afford to be without work right now, not even for a day. I've got a mother and 2 kid sisters.
More good luck telegrams.
Well, you know how it is. I've just got to keep on working, see?
Sorry, sister. I was sent down here to clean house. I told you I can't use your column anymore. It's lavender and no lace. Send those other people in.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I get $30 a week. I'll take 25, 20 if necessary. I'll do anything you say.
It isn't the money. We're after circulation. What we need is fireworks. People who can hit with sledgehammers. Start arguments.
Oh, I can do that. I know this town inside out. Oh, give me a chance,
All
please.
right, come in. Cashier's got your check. Who are these people? Gibbs, Furley, Cunningham, Giles. Hey, you sister. Don't forget to get out your last column before you pick up your check.
You're a couple of sticks shy in your column, man.
Big rich slob like D.B. Norton buys a paper and 40 heads are chopped off.
Did you get it, too?
Yeah. You too? Oh, Joe. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Why don't we tear the building down?
Before you do, Ann, perhaps you'd better finish this column.
Yeah, lavender and old lace. Wait, Joe. Wait. Wants fireworks, huh? Okay. Here.
Below is a letter which reached my desk this morning. It's a commentary on what we laughingly call a civilized world. Dear Miss Mitchell, 4 years ago, I was fired out of my job. Since then, I haven't been able to get another one. At first, I was sore at the state administration because it's on account of the slimy politics here we have all this unemployment. But in looking around, it seems the whole world's going to pot. So in protest, I'm going to commit suicide by jumping off the City Hall roof. Signed, a disgusted American citizen, John Doe. Editor's note, if you ask this column, the wrong people are jumping off the roofs. Hey, Ann, this is the old Fakeroo, isn't it?
Never mind that, Joe. Go ahead.
Sorry.
And it's because of the slimy politics that we have all this unemployment here. There it is. That's D.B. Norton's opening attack on the governor.
Why, Jim, it's just a letter sent into a column.
No, I can smell it. That's Norton.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Governor.
Morning, Governor.
You're rather early.
Governor, did you happen to see this in the new bulletin?
Yes. I had it served with my breakfast this morning.
Jim thinks it's D.B. Norton at work.
Of course it is.
Oh, come, Jim. That little item, D.B. Norton does things in a much bigger way.
This is his opening attack on you, Governor. Take my word for it. What did he buy a paper for? Why did he engage a high-pressure editor like Connell for? He's in the oil business. I tell you, Governor, he's after your scalp.
All right, Jim, all right. Don't burst a blood vessel. I'll look into it. Will you get me Spencer of the Daily Chronicle, please?
Yes, I saw it, Governor. If you ask me, that's a phony letter. Why, that gagger's got whiskers on it. Okay, I'll get the mayor and maybe the Chamber of Commerce to go after them. Get Mayor Lovett on the phone.
Sorry, the mayor's busy on the other phone.
Yes, I know, Mrs. Brewster. It's a terrible reflection on our city. I've had a dozen calls already.
Spencer of the Chronicle.
Hold him.
Just a minute.
Yes, Mrs. Brewster. I'm listening.
I insist that this John Doe man be found and given a job at once. Now, if something isn't done about it, I'll call out the whole auxiliary. Yes, and the junior auxiliary, too. We'll hold a meeting and see that it is.
Yes, Spencer? Who? The governor? Well, what about me? It's my building he's jumping off of, and I'm up for re-election, too. What are you doing? Get Connell at the Bulletin. Why, he's liable to go right past my window.
Get me Connell.
What was that?
What?
Out the window. Something just flew by.
I didn't see anything.
Well, don't stand there, you idiot. Go and look. Open the window. Oh, why did he have to pick on my building? Is there a crowd in the street?
No, sir.
Then maybe he's caught on a ledge. Look again.
I think it must have been a seagull.
A seagull? What's a seagull doing around the city hall? That's a bad omen, isn't it?
Oh, no, sir. The seagull is a lovely bird.
It's all right, Mrs. Brewster. It was just a seagull.
Can I help?
Nothing's happened yet. No, I'm watching. Don't worry, Mrs. Brewster. Just leave it all to me. Spencer, I'll call you back. Hello, Connell? What are you doing? This is the mayor.
Yes, Mayor Lovett. How many times are you going to call me? I've got everybody and his brother and sister out looking for him. Did you see the box I'm running? An appeal to John Doe. Think it over, John. Life can be beautiful, says Mayor. If you need a job, apply to the editor of this paper and so forth and so forth. Okay, Mayor, I'll let you know as soon as I have something. What? Well, pull down the blinds.
Went up to Miss Mitchell's house, boss. Boy, she's in a bad way.
Where is she?
Hey, do you know something? She supports a mother and 2 kids. What do you know about that?
Did you find her?
No. Her mother's awful worried about her. When she left the house, she said she was going on a roaring drunk. The girl, I mean.
Go out and find her.
Sure. Hey, but the biggest thing I didn't tell you, her old man's Doc Mitchell. You know the doctor saved my mother's life and wouldn't take any money for it? You remember that. Okay, boss, I'll go and look for her.
Holy smokes, Commissioner, you've had 24 hours. Okay, Hawkshaw, grab a pencil. Here it is again. About 5'5", brown eyes, light chestnut hair, and as fine a pair of legs as ever walked into this office.
Did you want to see me?
No. I've had the whole Army and Navy out searching for you because that's a game we play here every day.
I remember distinctly being fired.
That's right. But you have a piece of property that still belongs to this newspaper, and I'd like to have it.
What's that?
The letter.
What letter?
The letter from John Doe.
Oh,
The whole town's in an uproar. We've got to find him, and the letter's the only clue.
there is no letter.
We'll get a handwriting expert to... What?
There is no letter.
Say that again.
There's no letter. I made it up.
You made it up.
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted fireworks.
Don't you know there are 9 jobs waiting for this guy? 22 families want to board him free. 5 women want to marry him, and the mayor's practically ready to adopt him, and you...
Just call the morgue, boss. They said there's a girl there.
Shut up.
Ann! Say, why didn't you...
Beatty.
Only one thing to do, Hank. Drop the whole business quickly.
How?
Run a story. Say John Doe was in here and is sorry he wrote the letter and...
That's right. They've got it, sure. He came in here, and I made him change his mind. Bulletin editor saves John Doe's life. Why, it's perfect. I'll have Ned write it up. Oh, Ned, I got a story I want you to...
Wait a minute. Listen, you great, big, wonderful genius of a newspaper man. You came down here to shoot some life into this dying paper, didn't you? Well, the whole town's curious about John Doe, and boom, just like that, you're going to bury him. There's enough circulation in that man to start a shortage in the ink market.
In what man?
John Doe.
What John Doe?
John Doe, the one I made up. Look, genius, now look. Suppose there was a John Doe and he walked into this office. What would you do? Find him a job and forget about the whole business, I suppose, huh? Not me. I'd make a deal with him.
A deal?
Sure, when you get hold of a stunt that sells papers, you don't drop it like a hot potato. Well, this is good for at least a couple of months. You know what I'd do? Between now and, let's say, Christmas when he's going to jump, I'd run a daily on. Starting with his boyhood, his schooling, his first job. A wide-eyed youngster facing a chaotic world. The problem of the average man, of all the John Does in the world. Now, then comes the drama. He meets discouragement. He finds the world his feet of clay. His ideals crumble. So what does he do? He decides to commit suicide and protest against the state of civilization. He thinks of the river, but no. No, he has a better idea. The city hall. Why? Because he wants to attract attention. He wants to get a few things off his chest, and that's the only way he can get himself heard.
So?
So he writes me a letter, and I dig him up. He pours out his soul to me. And from now on, we quote, I protest by John Doe. He protests against all the evils in the world. The greed, the lust, the hate, the fear, all of man's inhumanity to man. Arguments will start. Should he commit suicide or should he not? People will write in pleading with him, but no, sir, John Doe will remain adamant. On Christmas Eve, hot or cold, he goes. See?
Very pretty. Very pretty indeed, Miss Mitchell. But would you mind telling me who goes on Christmas Eve?
John Doe.
What John Doe?
The one we hire for the job, you lunkhead.
Wait a minute. Let me get this through this lame brain of mine. Are you suggesting we go out and hire someone to say he's going to commit suicide on Christmas Eve? Is that it?
Well, you're catching on.
Who, for instance?
Anybody. Beanie'll do.
Why, sure. Who, me? Jump off a... Oh, no, any time at Christmas. I'm superstitious.
Miss Bishop, do me a favor. Will you go on out and get married and have a lot of babies, but Stay out of newspaper business.
Better get that story in, Hank. It's getting late.
You're supposed to be a smart guy. If it was raining $100 bills, you'd be out looking for a dime you lost someplace.
Holy smokes, wasting my time listening to this mad woman.
Look, Chief, look at the Chronicle. It's running on John Doe. They say it's a fake.
Why, the no good, the John Doe story amateur journalism. It's palpably phony. It's a wonder anyone is taking it serious. What do you think of those guys?
That's fine. That's fine. Now fall right into their laps. Go ahead. Say John Doe walked in and called the whole thing off. You know what that's going to sound like on top of this.
That's all, Ned. Thank you. All right. Amateur journalism, huh? Why, that bunch of sophomores. I can teach them more about...
Hey, boss, get a load of this.
What?
Look.
What do they want?
They all say they wrote the John Doe letter.
Oh, they all wrote the letter.
Tell them all to wait. Look, Mr. Cannell, one of those men is your John Doe. They're desperate and will do anything for a cup of coffee. Pick one out and you can make the Chronicle eat their words.
I'm beginning to like this.
If you ask me, Hank, you're playing around with dynamite.
No. The gal's right. We can't let the Chronicle get the laugh on us. We've got to produce a John Doe now. Amateur journalism, huh? I'll show those guys.
Sure, and there's no reason for them to find out the truth either, because naturally I won't say anything.
Okay, sister, you get your job back.
Plus a bonus.
What bonus?
Oh, the bonus of $1,000 the Chronicle was going to pay me for this little document. You'll find it says that I, Ann Mitchell, hereby certify that the John Doe letter was created by me.
I can read.
Sorry.
You think this is worth $1,000, do you?
Oh, the Chronicle would consider it dirt cheap.
Packs everything, including a gun. Okay, sister, you got yourself a deal. Now let's take a look at the candidates. The one we pick has got to be the typical average man. Typical American who can keep his mouth shut.
Show me an American who can keep his mouth shut and I'll eat him.
Okay, Beanie, bring him in one at a time. Did you write that letter to Miss Mitchell?
No, I didn't.
What are you doing up here, then?
Well, the paper says there were some jobs around loose. Thought there might be one left over.
Had any schooling?
Yeah, a little.
What do you do when you work?
I used to pitch.
Baseball?
Yeah, till my wing went bad.
Where'd you play?
Bush leagues, mostly.
How about family? Got any family?
No.
Oh, just traveling through, huh?
Yeah, me and a friend of mine. He's outside.
Looks all right.
Oh, he's perfect, a baseball player. What could be more American?
I wish he had a family, though.
Be less complicated without a family.
Look at that face, it's wonderful. They'll believe him. Come on.
What's your name?
Willoughby. John Willoughby. Long John Willoughby, they called me in baseball.
Would you like to make some money?
Yeah, maybe.
Would you be willing to say you wrote that letter and stick by it?
I get the idea. Yeah, maybe.
That's our man. He's made to order.
I don't know. He don't seem like the kind of a guy that'd fall in line.
When you're desperate for money, you do a lot of things, Mr. Cannell. He's our man, I tell you. He's fainted.
Come on,
Get the water quickly.
Hurry up, Pop.
Oh,
Right here, sit down.
you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
How many is that, 6? Pretty hungry, weren't you?
All this John Doe business is batty, if you ask me.
Well, nobody asked you.
Trying to improve the world by jumping off buildings. You couldn't improve the world if the buildings jumped on you.
Don't mind the colonel. He hates people.
He likes you well enough to stick around.
Well, that's because we both play doohickeys. I met him in a boxcar a couple of years ago. I was fooling around with my harmonica, and he comes over and joins in. I haven't been able to shake him since.
Here he is.
No, you can't take pictures of him like that, eating a sandwich and with a beard.
But he's going to jump off a building.
Yes, but not because he's out of a job. That's not news. This man's going to jump as a matter of principle.
Well, maybe you're right.
We'll clean him up and put him in a hotel room under bodyguards. We'll make a mystery out of him. Did you speak to Mr. Norton?
Thinks it's terrific. Says for us to go the limit. Wants us to build a bonfire under every big shot in the state.
Oh, swell. Is that the contract?
Yeah. What's he doing here?
Friend of his. They play duets together.
Duets? But can we trust him?
Oh.
I trust him.
Oh, you trusted me. Well, that's fine. I suppose he trusts you, too.
Oh, stop worrying. He's all right. Come
Okay, but we don't want more than a couple of hundred people in on this thing. Now, the first thing I want is an exact copy of the John Doe letter in your own
on.
handwriting.
I've got it already. Here.
No, that's fine. Now, I want you to sign this agreement. It gives us an exclusive story under your name, day by day, from now until Christmas. On December 26th, you get one railroad ticket out of town. And the Bulletin agrees to pay to have your lawn fixed. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got to be by Bonesetter Brown.
Okay, Bonesetter Brown goes. Here, sign it. Meanwhile, here's $50 of spending money. That's fine. Beanie?
Yes, boss.
Take charge of him. Get him a suite at the Imperial and hire some bodyguards.
He had some new clothes, Beanie.
I think we better have him deloused.
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yes, both of them, but don't let them out of your sight.
Hey, Beanie. Gray suit, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, fellas.
Your papers, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll find Miss Mitchell's signed confession that she was the one who wrote it.
Listen, folks, it's a fact that I didn't write the letter.
There, you see, he admits it. You're a fake John Doe. For what you have done to all these good people, they ought to run you out of the country. And I hope they do it.
Speak up, John. We believe you.
Please, listen, folks. Now that he's through shooting over his face, I've got a couple of things to tell you about.
Come on, the rest of you get in here and riot. Break this crowd up. Come on.
I'm sorry, folks, but we can't hear him anymore. Something's gone wrong with the loudspeakers.
John Doe's a fake! Boo!
They can't hear me. This thing's not working. Ladies and gentlemen. This thing's bigger than whether I'm a fake. Look, Bert, you believe me, don't you?
Sure, I believe you. Walking my legs off, digging up 5,000 signatures for a phony. Well, there you are, Mr. Doe. 5,000 names asking you not to jump off any roof.
It makes no difference, Bert. The idea's still good. We don't have to give up our club.
Yeah, well, you can have it.
They're starting to throw things. Somebody's going to get hurt. I'm afraid it'll be John Doe. Listen to that mob.
I've got to go to him.
All right, lady. Can't let you out.
Let me go. I want to go to him. Oh, please. Please let me go. They're crucifying him. I can help him.
Sorry, sister, we got orders to hold.
Orders from who? Can't you see it's a framer? Oh, Mother, they won't let me go. They won't let me go.
Listen, folks. You gotta listen to me, everybody.
Back to the jungle, you hobo!
Just another racket. Stick to your clubs. We've been fed baloney so long, we're getting used to it. The idea is still good.
get him out of the park. But if that boy isn't hurt, it'll be a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, this certainly looks like the end of the John Doe movement.
Well, boys, you can chalk up another one to the Pontius Pilates.
I should have been there. I could have helped him. He was so all alone.
Thought I was going to be mighty ashamed of ourselves after tonight. We certainly didn't give that man much of a chance.
Have some more coffee, Long John?
No thanks, Carl.
Liar, cheat, imposter. Why don't you jump?
Christmas Eve at midnight.
Fine, Mr. Doe. You're a wonderful man.
And God bless you, my boy. Now get in there and catch.
You're a fake John Doe, and I can prove it. You're the big hero who's supposed to jump off tall buildings and things. Do you remember? What do you suppose your precious John Does will say when they find out that you never had any intention of doing it, that you were being paid to say so?
Christmas Eve at midnight.
Merry Christmas, son. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir.
Who? John Doe. Is that screwball still around?
Dame's been calling all day.
Sure, I know. Yeah, at midnight, huh? Okay, lady. We'll have the place surrounded with nets.
They're laughing at me.
You're a sick girl, Anne. You better take it easy.
Whom are you calling now? You called that number not 10 minutes ago.
Hello, Mr. Cannell. Have you seen him yet?
Now listen, Ann, he can't possibly get in without our seeing him. I'm watching the side door and the colonel's out front, so stop worrying.
Oh. Thank you.
What, Ann?
Anne, don't be foolish.
If this isn't the craziest, the battiest, the looniest wild goose chase I ever heard of.
Oh, shut up, Bert. Sourpuss is right.
Yeah, well, if he is, I'm a banana split.
That man is going to be on that roof. Don't ask me how I know. I just know, and you know it as well as I do.
Sure. I'd like to believe in fairy tales, but a guy that's a fake isn't going to jump off any roof.
I don't think he was any fake, not with that face. And anyway, what he stood for wasn't a fake.
Okay, honey, okay.
Elevators ain't running.
Colonel,
You shouldn't have got out of bed, miss.
has he been here?
No.
Have you seen him?
I ain't seen him for a week.
Where's Cannell?
He's watching the other door.
Oh, you're swell. Oh.
No sense in going up there. I've been here for hours. He ain't here.
Let me go, will you?
Now, that's crazy. It's 14 floors.
far as the elevator goes. We gotta walk up to the tower.
That tramp was probably full of Christmas cheer and asleep in some flop house.
Let's go. I've got to decorate my tree.
Well, I give up. I don't know what gave us the idea that we'd attempt anything like this.
I guess you're right. I'm afraid the joke's on us. Let's go.
I hope nobody finds out we've been here. I wouldn't do that if I were you, John. It'll do you no good. The mayor has policemen downstairs with instructions to remove all marks of identification you may have on your person. You will be buried in Potter's Field, and you will have accomplished nothing.
I've taken care of that. I've already mailed a copy of this letter to Mr. Connell.
John, why don't you forget this foolishness?
Stop right where you are, Mr. Norton, if you don't want to go overboard with me. I'm glad you gentlemen are here. You killed the John Doe movement, all right. But you're going to see it born all over again. Now, take a good look, Mr. Norton.
John! John! Oh, John, no, I won't let you unlock it, darling. Oh, please. Please don't give up. We'll start all over again. Just you and I. It isn't too late. The John Doe movement isn't dead yet. You see, John, it isn't dead or they wouldn't be here. It's alive in them. They kept it alive by being afraid of. That's why they came up here. Oh, darling. Sure, it should have been killed. It was dishonest. But we can start clean now. Just you and I. It'll grow, John, and it'll grow big because it'll be honest this time. Oh, John, if it's worth dying for, it's worth living for. Oh, please, John. Oh. Oh, please, please, God, help me. John, look at me. You want to be honest, don't you? Well, you don't have to die to keep the John Doe idea alive. Someone already died for that once. The first John Doe. And he's kept that idea alive for nearly 2,000 years. It was he who kept it alive in them. And he'll go on keeping it alive forever and always. For every John Doe movement these men kill, a new one will be born. That's why those bells are ringing, John. They're calling to us. Not to give up, but to keep on fighting, to keep on pitching. Oh, don't you see, darling? This is no time to give up. You and I, John, we... Oh, no. No, John. If you die, I want to die, too. Oh, I love you. Oh, God.
Mr. Doe, you don't have to. We're with you, Mr. Doe. We just lost our heads and acted like a mob.
What Bert's trying to say is that we need you, Mr. Doe. There were a lot of us that didn't believe what that man said. We were going to start up our John Doe Club again, whether we saw you or not. Weren't we, Bert? And there were a lot of others that were going to do the same thing. Well, Mr. Sourpuss even got a letter from his cousin in Toledo.
I got it right here, Mr. Doe.
Only it'd be a lot easier with you. Please. Please come with us, Mr. Doe.
Long John.
Mr. Doe. Here, we'll help you with her. She'll be all right.
Mr. Doe, take her right down to the car. Right up. Look, we got a car right down to her.
Leon Norton, the people. Try and lick that.